Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm now going to show you how to do the assembly of the card part for these minion cards. We do these as a birthday invitation, but you can do them as a regular birthday card or whatever you want to do. The first video I had was showing you how to make the minion using the Stampin' Up! Owl Builder Punch. Now we're going to actually make the card itself, and we're going to use our 1 3/8 circle punch or something similar in size, and our banner punch. So we're going to start with our card base that we have ready to go here. You're also going to need a strip of the Pacific Point, the blue, or close to a royal, and your yellow. And you need these to be big enough to punch both a circle and a banner out of, with your circle punch and your banner punch. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a white piece of paper that is 3 1/4 tall by 4 7/8 wide. And we're going to run it through our Big Shot or Texture Boutique, whatever you have sitting around that will emboss. I already have mine preloaded into the machine and ready to go. So we are simply going to just run it through our machine. Whoop. Apparently I didn't think about this too much here. This is my first day with my Big Shot, so I'm still trying to get the hang of it. There we go. Okay, so we've run that through our machine. And your Big Shot, your Big Kick, anything that embosses works too. Also your Texture Boutiques, all sorts of stuff like that. So we're going to open up our folder here. And we now have our embossed piece that we're going to use for the card. I just chose, you can choose whatever piece or whatever embossing folder you'd like for the background. But I chose a kind of a zigzag pattern. This one is made for Cuddlebug, but it works in the Big Shot, the Texture Boutique, any of those machines these embossing folders fit. So go wild, pick whichever one you like. I chose the zigzags. I thought it looked really cool with the card. Kind of fun. Something simple but fun. You can see it really well here in the minion card in the background. Okay. So now that we have our white piece that we embossed, we also need a piece of the royal blue. And I have pre-cut this. So it's 5 1/4 tall and 3 3/4 up the side. And we're just going to mount that to our card base. And I can... This is why it's I don't like working with a lot of different adhesives. Okay, so we're gonna just mount that onto our card base. We boo-booed up a little bit here, but we'll be able to cover up that boo-boo. Okay. Now we are going to attach our piece that we just made through the with the embossing machine. And there again, that was 3 1/4 high by 4 7/8 because you want to leave a little bit of a trim on your card. Just going to put some adhesive on that. Okay. We're going to put that right on there. Now, I'm more of a person that likes a wider border on my cards. If you like a narrower border, you can easily just change the width of the white so that there's not as much blue showing. But I like color showing when I have a white mount and then a white background. I like a little bit more color showing, but it's your choice. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to set this aside temporarily. we're going to bring in our blue and our yellow. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to punch with our 1 3/4 inch circle punch or similar. You don't really want to go any bigger because then they really won't fit on the card. So we're going to punch, oh goodness, we're going to punch one yellow. Okay. And we're going to set that yellow aside, and then we're going to punch one blue. Okay. And we're going to set that blue aside. And we will be done with our circle punch, so we can just close that up and put that back. Now when we've got our papers out, we're also going to take our papers and we're going to punch a banner using our banner punches. Okay, so there's one there in blue. And we're also going to punch one out of the yellow, just like that. So there's our yellow. Okay. I've also chosen to use the Baker's Twine from Stampin' Up. This is an Island Indigo. I chose it because frankly, it's the bluest one I have right now. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come back to our card base. We have our 2 balloon circles and then our 2 bottoms. We're going to attach these banner punch pieces to the round circles. And I like to use my glue dots. These are the medium size. They work really well for this. Simply just put your banner or your banner piece on there. Press it down for a second. Peel it off. And when it doesn't stick to my background. Okay, so we want it to stick to, first you want to make sure that you determine a front and then stick it onto the back of your circle. Okay. And you just want a little bit of a tail hanging out there. So there's the blue. We're going to do the same with the yellow. Okay, put it on the adhesive, peel it off. And in this case, my punch accidentally jumped a little bit. So we're going to kind of hide that with as much as we can with the tail. So maybe that side. And let it show through. And your tail, you can put your tail as short or as long as you'd like it with your banner punch. It's just kind of something to give it a little bit more of a, I don't know, a fancy balloon look. Okay, I don't like the way this looks, so we're going to fix this here. Bring this tail up just a little bit more. There. Okay. So now we have our yellow balloon. And in our photo, we actually stamped "You're invited to a party" on here. And in the word party, we used our white craft ink from Stampin' Up. And then I used my Pacific Point blue to stamp the "You're invited" because I like to keep everything matching. I'm going to actually leave these balloons blank for the courtesy of this project so that you can do anything you want with it. So you can stamp "Happy Birthday" on another little punch and put that on here. But for this, we're going to leave these balloons just the way they are. Okay, so we have our balloons. Next, we're going to cut just a little bit of our Baker's Twine. We don't need too much. Find the end here. Okay. Maybe we want to cut about 4 to 5 inches off on your Baker's Twine. And then when you've got that, simply take that piece and cut that in half. So you've got roughly about 2.5 inch pieces. You don't really want them any longer. You're going to have to trim them down a little bit. Okay, so now that we have all of our pieces to assemble the card, we have our 2 balloons, our blue and our yellow. We have our 2 pieces of string, and we're going to use both of our Cyclops minions for this project. We're also going to use our dimensionals or any adhesive you may have that kind of gives a little bit of a dimensional pop-up. I will warn you, I learned the hard way. Make sure that when you're assembling this that you have your folds the right way. I lost a couple cards because I was not paying attention. So please be warned, keep your folds. Make sure you know where your fold is so that you're not assembling your card upside down. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our balloons onto the card. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to backtrack here for a second. We are going to take our glue dots or our snail adhesive, and on the back of the banners, I forgot this part, I'm sorry. On the back of the banners, we're going to put our adhesive down, because that is what's going to hold our string on for our balloons. I'm using snail on this one. On the invitations I made, I used my glue dots, but for the sake of time, we're going to use our snail. So now we have our balloon with our little balloon string. Isn't coming off, isn't that cute? Okay, so there's the blue. Goodness gracious. And there's our yellow little balloons. Okay, now that we have the string on those, we're just going to put a dimensional simply on the back of each of these. And just figure out where you want to place them on your card. You can put them in the center, on the left, on the right, whatever kind of look you're going for. I'm going to put these more towards the center of my card. Here's my card. Put these, and if they overlap a little bit, that's okay. Okay. Now we're going to put our minions on here. And these little guys take 1 to 2 depending on how much support you want them to have. I like to put 2 dimensionals on these guys, just one towards the top, one towards the bottom, just for a little extra support so that they aren't falling off or falling apart. I like to put them right on top of the hand mounts on the back. Kind of helps hold the hands on a little bit more. I'm sorry if my hands are in the way. Okay, we got that. And now we're gonna peel the backs off of our adhesive if you haven't already. Just go ahead and peel the backs off of those. Okay, now we're gonna take our minions and we're gonna put them on the card, and we're gonna make it look like we're gonna layer it and make it look like they're holding the ribbon to the balloons. Okay, so there's that one. And here's this guy right here. We'll put this guy on here. Okay, just like that. And if you so choose, you can trim your strings up a little bit, which I am going to do. I don't really like a lot of excess string hanging on my card. So we're just going to take our scissors here and trim these off a little bit. This one over here is a little long too. And there you go. There is the minion card. Once again, and it's made with the owl punch from Stampin' Up, the 1 3/8 inch circle punch, the banner punch, and then whatever embossing folder and embossing machine that you'd like. If you choose to do 2 eyes, you will have to draw them separately. Just use the smaller circles and put them on. But there you go, folks. There is the Minions card. Enjoy. Have a great day.